Jimmy Kimmel was right. At the heart of the joke, which went over the heads of every single person wearing a red hat, was the very correct assessment that MAGA was using Kirk's death as a way of scoring political points to further their own political agenda.
I don't know why the nation decided to fuck with Disney adults, but it looks like Disney has lost $3.5 billion since Kimmel's been taken off air.
Jimmy Kimmel was right. At the heart of the joke, which went over the heads of every single person wearing a red hat, was the very correct assessment that MAGA was using Kirk's death as a way of scoring political points to further their own political agenda, which is exactly what the president's done when he waxes poetic about Charlie Kirk in one sentence and then uses his death to further his own political agenda. Who would have seen that coming? And this is exactly what happened when Trump reframed Kimmel's comments as being against Charlie Kirk, even though they were actually about Trump, in order to further his own political agenda and long-term goal of canceling Kimmel. Kirk's death gives Trump the policy window he's been waiting for years to be able to go after the individuals and organizations he's been desperate to cancel, like Jimmy Kimmel, like Antifa. Now they're talking about The View, and Trump's mentioned Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers. They are literally using Kirk's death as a way to gain political points, to further their own political agenda, to go after the things that they've wanted to get rid of for years. That is literally the definition of Jimmy Kimmel being right.
I don't know why the nation decided to fuck with Disney adults, but it looks like Disney has lost $3.5 billion since Kimmel's been taken off air. With the boycott, I'm assuming Disneyland's just going to be overrun by Orange County conservatives and just conservatives in general. No, because they're going to be, it's a small world. They would throw another January 6th because there's, different languages on the ride, and they wouldn't understand. They'd see Donald Duck with a sombrero on the ride and call ICE. He doesn't have paperwork. And I couldn't even imagine the outrage at Disney World and Epcot with all of the countries, and not every single one of them is the United States. Their biggest advocate is Snoop Dogg out here taking his fucking nephew to the movie and saying, I don't know how to talk about this. I don't know how to explain this to my kids. Anyways, here's your friendly reminder to cancel your Hulu subscription, as I need to do the same when I get home. Let's make that 3.8 billion higher, baby.
Jimmy Kimmel can give the Kirk family an apology when we get an apology from Jesse Waters. He's a comedian who made a joke that clearly didn't land with the audience it wasn't intended for. Side note, are there even MAGA comedians? So this is going to be the thing now. We're going to use government agencies to threaten people that say things that we don't like and then shake them down for donations to either us or our friends. Gee whiz, Wally, that sounds like inappropriate use of the government to me. Sinclair's whole argument is that they feel that broadcasters have a responsibility to educate and elevate respectful, constructive dialogue in this country. Is it respectful and constructive when Jesse Waters said that they are at war with us? What are we going to do about it, about the left, when they didn't even know who did it? What about when the vice president took up his new role as podcast host and encouraged doxing? And then what about when the president blamed half the country when we didn't even know who the shooter was, and then went on to continue to blame the radical left, even though the kid wasn't even a registered Democrat? Sinclair doesn't believe in respectful and constructive dialogue any more than Trump does. Get a grip, MAGA, and maybe go tithe 10% of your own income to Turning Point.
Now Disney is feeling the after effect of everyone canceling on them. Well, not everyone, but most people. There is so much that has been lost in shares and also in the subscription, and MAGA in turn has been exposed. Leave down your comments down in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more such commentaries.
I saw this earlier and it really made me stop and think how for 2 years we have been begging you to boycott Disney. We've shown you, the Palestinians have shown you images of children with their heads blown off, whole families wiped out, people starved and displaced, yet we couldn't cancel Disney. As soon as Jimmy Kimmel spoke out about Charlie Kirk and he lost his job, suddenly they have lost $4 billion in market value. People are cancelling their subscriptions so fast, the website is crashing. It's interesting how a white man losing his job mobilizes people faster than brown Muslims being genocided. It's an interesting world. I just thought I'd share that with you. Anyway, hit the follow button if you want to hear some more of my musings.
And I think it's hilarious that all of a sudden, ABC's trying to have some chats with Jimmy about what they need to do and how they can maybe bring his show back. Oh, so in other words, you're feeling the pain of everyone canceling their Hulu and Disney? and you realize that if you don't stand up for our freedom of speech rights as a media company, that we just don't respect you and that we don't support you, because why are you bending the knee when it comes to something so big that like sets the precedent for other media companies and shit? Yeah, I think Jimmy should run any other direction. Like, if they were willing to cancel him so fast, and the only reason that they're stopping now is because of our money. Also, our money talks, and we should start using it to get loud, to get really fucking loud, because these companies squirm when we start to do shit like this. Look at Target. Still have not recovered. Probably never will. We need to keep being assholes about our money. Our money should only be spent with small companies. Our money should be spent with people who actually value us. Small networks, okay? We need to get back into small networks. Peacock honestly feels like one of the cool ones to, like, I don't know enough about it, so I don't want to hear no, like, backlash about it or nothing. Or you can go ahead and say something. Educate me if I don't know. But, like, yeah, I don't know. I think we need to start supporting small. Our money matters, and it speaks loud, so get loud.
You guys, so many people have been canceling their Hulu and Disney Plus subscription that the site is literally crashing. Hulu had to shut down the comments of their last post because everybody's commenting on how they're deleting their subscription. And I want to take this a step further, because the Disney executives, they're panicking. I have had so many comments in my last video of people canceling their vacation and canceling their Disney Plus subscription. Actually, if you're in Burbank, California or New York City, guess what? The ABC headquarters are there. I think people should go and picket and boycott and protest there, because this is ridiculous. I think you should unsubscribe from the Washington Post, because why did they fire their last full-time Black opinion writer? If you don't know who she is, she literally changed how journalism is done on the opinion section in Washington Post. She's not no regular journalist. This lady has literally changed so much about the journalism world. And they fired her for literally saying word for word what happened last week. And the craziest part of all of this is that this president is down negative 17 points in popularity. So for Washington Post to fire that lady, for Disney and ABC to preemptively fire Jimmy Kimmel is insane. They could have stood 10 toes down and to this administration and to the FCC and been like, try it and see what happens.
There is a growing boycott of Disney and Hulu after the companies caved to Donald Trump administration's demand that they cancel the comedian Jimmy Kimmel, which they did last night. As you may know, Trump's chairman of the FCC told ABC that if they did not take action against Kimmel, he would take away ABC's broadcast license, closing down the network nationwide, going after their local affiliates. Within hours, ABC caved because its affiliates were worried about other business deals they had before the FCC. That is Disney that caved. That is ABC that caved. That is Hulu that caved. Well, what's now happening is people are canceling their subscriptions to Disney Plus. They are canceling their subscriptions to Hulu. They are not going to Disney resorts. I know one woman that canceled an $8,000 vacation to Disney, and this is bad news for these guys. Here's Hulu. Here's Disney Plus. The woman specifically mentioned authoritarian regime, suppression of freedom of speech, Jimmy Kimmel. Here's Disney Plus again. And here is a second Hulu. People are hopping mad that these companies caved to Donald Trump's demands via his FCC chair. The whittling away of freedom of speech in America is a really big concern, and these companies may now be paying the ultimate price.
Okay, so now we understand the collective importance of boycotting a company and canceling our Disney subscriptions when it's a straight white man who gets silenced. Right. It will never cease to amaze me the level of mediocrity that comes out of the white liberal mindset, or even just the white democratic mindset, in that you guys keep wondering why society can't progress, yet you wait to the last possible moment when something directly impacts you before you do the bare minimum. Because I'm going to hold your delicate little hands in telling you that if you think the worst thing the parent company of Walt Disney and ABC did in the last couple of years was cancel the Jimmy Kimmel show, wait till you find out how they feel about bombing innocent civilians and slaughtering children. Like, I mean, my God, to clock in at September 2025 and your form of activism is to cancel your Disney subscription, like, at this rate, Diva, you might as well just keep it. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, go take a look through history and tell me at what stage authoritarian dictators start going after media and affluent straight white men. Spoiler alert, it's not the beginning stages. In the words of Jerry Greenfield, who as of just the other day did more than just cancel a Disney subscription for being silenced, he actually left Ben & Jerry's because the parent company was silencing their views on human rights and any outspokenness. It's easy to stand up and speak out when there's nothing at stake. The real test of values is when times are challenging and you have something to lose. Y'all need to take note of that.